Let's see if this is going to work and what it looks like. Come on, man, don't be doing that. There we go. Okay, let's see if it'll fix itself. There we go. Okay. Let's check our stream here. Let's check our stream here. Alright, looks good to me. Sounds good. What am I? Oh, I'm getting a little bit of audio interference. Can I live with that? Can I suffer with a tiny bit of audio tinglage? Well, I reckon I will. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, there it is. Alright. Well, I guess I should give some sort of intro here. So, I'm going to be working on mySWG Star Wars Galaxies emulator server. It's a server that I host. Over the years, I've taken SWGEmu code and I've just kind of played with it and made my own version. They've made a lot of changes to the code, and I'm finally going to update to the most recent code because I've been using old code for like 5 years. My thought process was, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The old code does have some little issues here and there, but for the most part I've just worked with it. I still don't think it's a big problem, but there are some advantages to using this newer code. I mean, it's just peace of mind knowing that the more recent code is going to not have any like quest issues and stuff like that. Personally, I like the older code better because it can boot up a server 10 times faster on older hardware. So, and I think that's still true with newer hardware, but we're gonna give the new code a try, and I'm gonna try to do this in just a few days or whatever. Why is it building? I did not press anything. God damn it, where's the fucking... So as you will see, I have like barely an idea of what I'm doing when I play around in here. Right now, it is like automatically building the fucking engine or something. I don't know why. I didn't push anything. Why are you rebuilding my workspace? Stop. Stop. Why did... What the fuck? Make K all? Why? Son of a bitch. Okay, that's not normal. And I tried to kill it, but it said blocked. The user operation is waiting for build. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't break my shit. See, anytime like these, you know, this software does something that I don't know what it's doing because I'm not a programmer, I worry about it breaking my game. Because that's how I learned, was by breaking it over and over and over the years. And, you know, you just learn not to play with things too much. I just put my little code changes in, and then I rebuild it, and then I launch it, and I Don't touch it. Do not touch it. Let's see. For like 5 years. Alright, I'm gonna put this mySWG. It's a little weird sharing my entire screen. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but fuck it, you know. It's not like I'm sharing bank information or anything. I just have to be cognizant that everybody on the internet can see my entire fucking screen, which is a little nerve-wracking. Oh, it's good coffee. And I've been watching SSD prices. They have doubled, which is great for me because I have 6 or 7. I think I have 7 of these to sell. And the Samsung 840 Evos. They were selling for just under $50 too. Like 3 months ago. Now they're at 100. And RAM, of course, RAM. I got a shitload of RAM, boys. Stockpiled, dog. We'll see if I sell any of it though. I have a lot of rigs, a lot of computers and stuff that I play around with. So, well, it looks like this is going to take a metric shitload amount of time. I am running a slightly older CPU here. I guess since we're waiting, can I play around with? Oh, it looks like I can still play around. Does it have my old synchronize here? Let's tell it to redo it. Let's see if that works. And then maybe that can build in the background while I get started here. Streaming. But yeah, stay focused. I've got ADHD, so coffee helps, but you know, my mind jumps around like crazy. It might have to wait for this to be done. Yeah. Damn. Okay, it's speeding up, I guess. 53%. That's cool. So it looks like it's building the engine. I never touched the engine. Maybe it like is rebuilding because of Core 3 engine new. I don't remember setting it to that remote, but I don't know. I think once this is finished, I might boot it up to make sure it still works first. That would probably be a good idea before I start applying my changes. Because when I shut it down last, I had the new code up and running and working. Fully vanilla, logged in and everything. It worked, and I was like, alright. And I saved it, and I made a new like repository and everything for my GitHub. It's just like, this one is ready to go. So that I could like log in and just start working on it. And you know, I talked about streaming it. It's just like, okay, I'll stream it, have it ready to go, just log in. Which is 14% there. Pick up groceries in a little bit, so I'll take a break at some point. I watch prices of a lot of stuff. See, DDR4 was at about $4 per gigabyte right now. So 32 gigs would be 128, about 128 bucks. Yeah, and it looks like it's starting to go above that. Pro tip: do not buy G.Skill. Just don't buy G.Skill anymore, guys. I was a G.Skill guy for a long time, and I've had lots of problems. Not to mention some RAM that bricked itself because of a motherboard. It's actually the motherboard's fault because it wrote to RAM that it wasn't part of the RAM it wasn't supposed to. But the motherboard manufacturer blamed the RAM, blamed G.Skill. Gigabyte was the motherboard. Gigabyte blamed G.Skill for not locking off, protecting that part of the memory, and then G.Skill blamed the motherboard because the motherboard wasn't supposed to write to that part of the memory. So nobody was able to RMA and get their stuff back, and that was an expensive kit. I think it was a DDR5 kit, yeah. And actually, when this RAM crisis started happening, I sold that broken kit of RAM for, honestly, I think the price I paid for the RAM back in that. So I got it. It's like $100. It's pretty crazy. Because that RAM was fixable. You just need like a RAM reprogram development like tool, stuff that you can't do as a consumer. But hopefully, there we go. All right, it's finished. All right, let's get in here. See, I do not play around with. Why does the engine? Okay, I've never played around in the engine, bro. Ooh, spooky. Let's take a look in the engine. Let's break something. No. Move fast and break things. Thanks, Mark Zuckerberg, you fucking jerk off. Yeah, I don't know. This is all going to be like a little more outside of my wheelhouse. Scheduler and everything, yeah. So here's the boy here. Ooh, I would love to like with the scheduler, but I have no idea what I'm doing down here, so we're not gonna do that. One day perhaps I will play around in the engine. We get our synchronize back. Okay, so here. I'm gonna go ahead and launch it to make sure whatever that build didn't just like break everything. And I'm gonna go ahead and rebuild the, make sure the code is up to date. You better be, because I did this before I shut it down. It better just I think I have mine. Games. I guess the CPU is a little bit slow. Oh yeah, I was going to show you what I'm rocking with here. This is a Xeon E5 2660 V4. Get these for like $10 on eBay, dude. Look at this. 14 cores, 28 threads, dude. Broadwell. These chips were like $5,000 10 years ago for servers. Servers are dumping these on eBay. You can get one of these chips for $10. Get a $50 Chinese motherboard. Plug this thing in. Yeah, if you try to play new games, you're not going to get above like 60 frames per second. You're going to be heavy CPU limited with this bad boy. And they're not the most efficient. This one pulls about, I mean, people say they're not efficient, but this thing pulls like, idles at like it idles at like 50 watts. It pulls like 100 tops. All these cores, dude, I can do so much. You know how many VMs I can run with all of this? I'm using only 4 cores to run this right now. All right, code is built, and I like to start the server this way and build this way. You can do it over here. I find that to be slower. I'd rather do it kind of the command prompt way. But oh, I guess I should talk about VirtualBox a little bit. So this is these boxes that I'm running are Lord Kator's SWGEmu is what he called it. You can see it in the background here. SWGEmu box, whatever. It's running Debian Linux, and you just plug these in and it starts up, and you have your your code editing software, but you don't even have to use that if you just run it as is. You can just it'll automatically open the browser and take you here, and you can just kind of hit server start and get going if you're just trying to play vanilla SWG. Now the problem is that Lord Kator, I'm just going to call him Kator. Kator didn't, he stopped supporting this, and he took down the download for this, so, which I understand, because countless people like myself had a million questions. Hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like keeping up with that amount of pressure and not coming off as rude or mean when you have tons of people asking you questions. It's a difficult thing to do. Sounds easy, sounds good, doesn't work. So I get it, and he is simplifying it, doing his new SWG server hosting platform, SWG Realms. I mean, I'm not really a fan of SWG Realms. I mean, I have a remote server that I host as well. Like, I have one that I run out of my own IP, and then I have a rental virtual machine that I run for nuts. I have 2 servers right now. And SWG Realms would simplify that for somebody to be able to do this without having to learn all the things I had to learn and get all the help that I had to get, and the countless hours on the internet, just pouring through Stack Overflow stuff and whatever to learn. So there are advantages to it. I have none of my bookmarks anymore. Don't look at all my folders, guys. I'm just kidding. I don't really have anything to hide. Oh, don't do that to me. Oh, wait, I think this is the one I'm fucked up, right? What is going on here? Oh, it is not up yet. I thought it was. Yeesh, bro. So I am using a lower resolution right now. I have been playing around with 1600 by 900. In this economy? Yes, bro. 1600 by 900. I like the lower resolutions, dog. I do. I think they're efficient and good. I run a Xeon, one of those older Broadwell Xeons, and a Titan XP. The best Pascal GPU ever made. I have 4 Titan XPs right now. I have 4 Maxwell Quadros. And then I have a Pascal Quadro, a P5000, 16 gig that I'm selling for $100 more than I paid for it. GPU prices are starting to rise slowly. There it goes, ready. See, that took 285. So like just under 5 minutes. 285 divided by 60. Yeah, so 5 minutes to start up the server. There it is. Testo! And if I do a proper shutdown, it took 30 minutes. 30 minutes, dude. That's bad, bro. That's so bad. So that's why I don't like the new code. Now, if you use a modern CPU, it'll be twice as fast in this configuration. And so that would cut it down to startup time 2.5 minutes and a proper shutdown 15 minutes. That would be on ZONEMA Dev. This way, if you ran the server on a bare metal, not using virtual machine, you ran it on which I could do. I like this because it's so convenient and I just plug and play everywhere. So I take the inefficiency of it. If you ran it, I have all these X99s and stuff, so I'll probably do that in the future and say goodbye ZONEMA Dev not long from now. Maybe the next version. Next version I'll do that because I kind of refresh my memory on how to do it and everything. Once I have all my code the way I want it, I'm never going to touch it again. Yeah, whatever. It's not important. Let's see. So we're working. We're in game, and yeah, dudes. Look at that. We got where did that binary load lifter go? There he is. He's walking around. That's how I know it's a new version. My guy, bro. The server loads 10 times. It's literally 10 times slower. 10 times slower server for the new code, just so that my guy here can walk around. Fucking worth it, bro. Fuck, I'm just kidding. But yeah. Alright, let's get to work. No fun allowed. And I am just gonna kill this, which they're like, you shouldn't fucking do that. I'm like, I don't know, bro. 60. Goodbye. You're the weakest link. Goodbye. We're not playing with that at all. We're doing the crappy hard work. I love how VLC player puts the Christmas hat on the cone. I can't tell you how many. It's like I've used VLC player forever, and it knows every year. It knows, bro. Okay, so what I have here is this is a comparison of all of the changes on the new code versus my code, my old code. The problem is every file is different because they've rewritten this code significantly. All of the different it's just all been revised. So I have to go through this. I mean, this is kind of this might not be the best way. The best way might be to do a merge and then go and pick through. I'll tell you, I am fucking awful at doing merges, and pretty much every time I've done a merge, I've something up. So, yeah, I don't do that. I will. So I'm gonna painstakingly go through my changes, which is probably somewhere between like 500 and 1,000, like little changes here and there. I usually keep them pretty simple, just a few lines. Because I'm only playing with the code, so I'm just like, hey, like instead of this, do this, you know. So my changes are fairly simple. I try to keep them extremely simple because I've, you know, obviously not trying to break shit. So you have the C++ code, which is down here, which is all of like the core mechanics and everything, and then you have your Lua code, which is up here in like the scripts. And the Lua code is the easy stuff. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to give out the Zonema Dev box to everyone, so that everybody can download exactly what I have and play with it the way, you know, we used to. And if you're going to be doing it that way, then this is where you're going to want to make easy changes. But I'll probably give it out with my code, and then, you know, if you want to, you'll be able to revert back to vanilla. But once I am ready to put that out for download, I'll probably do another, I'll type up a little guide for it, and then also I'll do a stream for it. So it'll be like, hey, here's a how-to to get it set up. And you download this and I'll do it on a fresh computer and everything. That way it's like, sweet, super easy. You can just literally do exactly what I do and it'll work. Yeah, I think that would be helpful. That would be something good that I can do for the SWG community. Alright, so this is the comparison. So I am going to be starting at the bottom because I want to do all of the code changes first. The Lua stuff is easy. The code changes are the C++ stuff is, some of it's complicated because some of my changes are really janky to get it to work, to get the things I want to work. And as I go through the changes one by one, I am going to add them to my new master list here. And I'm going to get another cup of coffee. Be right back. Alright, and actually, this is what I was doing last time. So I'm going to spin up the old code server, and what I'm going to do is compare my code to the before I started making changes on it, and when I do that, I can check off one by one all of my changes, because on the new server, everything's different, so I don't know where my changes are without going through every single one of these. So I will use this other server as a cheat sheet. And look at all my cores, bro. I spent up like 10 of these virtual machines. Well, not really. My VRAM, or my RAM is, I have it only at 32 gigs right now. I've got a 64 gig kit still. I sold some of my server 128 gig kits. Made some money already. But see, here was the comparison. It looks like I might be able to... Okay, it's loading. Yeah, I actually have these little SWG server virtual machines running on as low of resources, core count, and RAM as I can run them like stably. I think the minimum spec is like 2 cores and 6 gigs of RAM. I generally run them on 4 cores, which I found is to be the point of diminishing returns. 6 is good. 8, the difference between 6 and 8 is nothing. The difference between like 4 and 6 is like marginal. So I run 4 cores, and I generally run them at 8 gigs of RAM. I think if you can't run your SWG server on 8 gigs of RAM, you've done something wrong in your code, because yeah, it's supposed to be fairly efficient. Now the new code, I think I ran into a problem at 6 gigs. So the old code runs fine on 6 gigs. So 8 is probably the minimum on the new code. Ideally, you'd probably want to throw 10 at it. I'm trying right now to run 8, and we'll see how long it's... I think I have the new one on 8. Let me see the new one. Nope, I'm running 10. Yeah, because I ran into a problem at 6, so I said, fuck it, I'm going to run 10. The old one, see, I have it running on 8 and 4 cores. And then I have a 90% processor execution cap. My experience has been running these particular servers using an execution cap actually improves performance that is noticeable to the player. Okay. Okay, old code. We are synced up. And this is our first change. Shared structure object template, which will be, I don't have to open them on this one. I'm just going to check these off one by one here. I wonder if I could have this one separate that way. Oh, whatever. All right, new code. All right. Tangible. Templates tangible. Boom. Alright, so this has lot sizes in it. Ugh. See how painful all this is? Alright, so we're just going to do this one the same. This one looks compatible. So I allowed all zones. Yeah, I think people would be mad if I didn't allow all zones. I mean, I don't see a problem with that. I like it when everybody builds all that cool stuff on all the different planets. So we're going to allow building on all the planets. And we're just going to try to run the old one without any changes here. It looks fine. Nothing really jumps out at me. It's like you can see all my... I should like remove all the garbage, but... I like having my notes and stuff. New lot size is 1. Yeah, I remember I had to do that because some lots are like 0. So we're gonna leave that as it is. And now it is the same. And what is this? I don't like red. What is red? Red is dead. Read object. What are you bitching about? Read object. Are you just saying that it's different? Is that why you read? I didn't create an error to it. Let's pop it open here to make sure I didn't jork it up. So, okay, cool. It's showing me where it is. Because normally when you jork it up, okay. Yeah. Oh. Can I do like an overlay in here? Make sure I didn't. Okay, I guess it always was looking that red. I thought I maybe jorked it up. So let's do this one again. I could do overwrite changes instead of clicking all these one by one. But I just want to see every single change. So let's see. Let's go into our... We're going to have to write all these fucking down. So we're going to do lot size. Lot size, one lot. One lot for every building. Building on any planet. Building on any planet, no rank required, no ability required. Oh, well, it says city rank. City rank 1. Whatever, it's the same thing. Same thing. Makes sense. Alright. Let's get it. Number 2. SRC templates, loot group template. Oh my god, what is this? Oh, dudes, I forgot about that change. Oh my god, I was a fucking genius with this one. I did this change to, what did it do exactly? It changed the entire loot roll. It removed the loot chances that were trash and changed it to, see, instead of the weight which was like basically the percentage chance for an item that was written in there, it got rid of that. And it, so if there were 3 items and like the weight for one of the items was rare and it was like 5%, it ignored that 5% and instead it did a clean, like, you know, 1/3 chance, 33% chance for each item, which made the loot feel more fair. Because honestly, on a fast server, people hate the vanilla loot and they do not stop bitching about it. People don't even know how easy I made this shit for them and they still complain, bro. Yeah, I remember testing that and being like, I'm a fucking genius. So that's where there's the magic right there. The random roll for the map size instead of what it was doing, the I+1 or whatever. So it would pick, the roll would be out of the list. So there's 3 items in the list. It would be like, roll a dice of 3, 1, 2, 3. It rolled a 2, item number 2 drops. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what I did, and it's a map, so I have that. Total chance +1. Total chance is greater than or equal to roll. So we rolled a 2. Total chance was 0. If we roll a 2, total chance was 1. Total chance. Trying to make sure I'm right about this one, because if not, then total chances. Entry size. So let's say there's 3 items. I equals 0. Entry size is less than 1. Okay, yeah. This is just telling it basically when it reaches the roll to give the item. So like on the first pass, +1, total chance equals 1, but we rolled a 2, it would not give the item. And then the second pass, total chance would be equal to 2, and total chance, it doesn't need to be greater than or equal to, it could be equal to roll, but I guess that's kind of like a safe catch-all. That's how they wrote it, so I just copied it. Okay, yeah, it's good. Yeah. All right. It's good. We'll port this change over. I don't even know how to put that in the description though. Be like loot percent based loot chance loot percent based on loot item see, this is why I don't have a list for all sorts for some of these fucking things. Loot percent PC which loot chances more balanced. I mean, it's vague, but I'm sorry, you described that shit in like 5 words or less. Loot chances balanced. All right, let's get in there and port that over. What is it? Templates, loot group template. And it looks like this one is compatible. So the more of these that are compatible, the easier this process will be. Some of them will not be compatible at all, and I'm gonna have to just kind of like rewrite it. So the less I have to rewrite, the better. Who's next? Armor. So armor, pretty much all the armor stuff I think I'm gonna undo, and we're just gonna have regular armor mini suits. Do I start with weapons? I'm going bottom to the top, so we'll do we'll start down here. Wearable object. Okay, so this is for was it sockets? Okay. So I had increased the sockets. This is just I think I might just do a flat 2x to socket count. Is that all this is? Sockets here. There was a good reason for that. And then the skill mods thing. Yeah, we'll just double that. I'm just gonna do a flat 2x on socket count. So it'll be 8 max. And that's repair chance for wearables. That way you never fail. Cool. Wearable object tangible. Tangible wearables. Okay. See how like all of this shit is different now. So I'm gonna have to rewrite these like one by one, dude. Yeah, so a lot of this is gonna be pretty brutal for me. Oh, man. Tangible. Wearable object implementation. And that shit is so... Well, that one I can probably just port right over. Interesting. Tweak. I got one of them over. See how like they changed a lot of that. Woo. Alright, let's hop down to the bottom, make sure it didn't break anything here. I might need to add a little more RAM. It's acting a little sluggish for once. Alright, so we'll start at the bottom here. We did that one. And it looks clean. It's not showing me any errors. Wearable skill mods is 165. If is equipped. I might try to port that over. Man, this shit is so jorked. I take that and go over here. Okay, we got that. They changed this damn number. They're making it fucking weirder. They had it 6 before. They realized they could do it with 5, yeah. Because it needs to be 4 plus 1. And we're gonna double it so we can do 10. Really, it could be 9, but we're doubling it, so. And that's because, I mean, really, it would be helpful to go a little bit higher, because this is when you're applying a socket, applying an attachment, and if your attachment has 2 on it, when you apply it, the bottom one, technically the bottom one sticks, we'll just say that, and then but it will subtract from this number, which is 10. I removed dual sockets, so it's not an issue, but I'm just gonna, we'll leave that 10 for all intents and purposes. Now, since all this is different, I think we're just gonna double sockets. And we're not going to do it the old way that I did it here. I'm just making sure this is the last thing that I have to change is sockets here. And there's several places to change sockets, but this is for player play or close, basically. There's a few areas to fuck with sockets. Sockets are really gay. If you have to change all of them, it's really fucking annoying. Alright. Generated count. Max sockets. Now you can change this one to 8. And does this one have like the skill mod 125, 25, 50, blah blah blah? No, it doesn't. Max sockets is now 8. Where's the roll here? Roll times max sockets times 2, brother. If generated count is greater than 3 and generated count is less than or equal to 3, generated count equals. Dude, what the fuck are they doing here? Why does this exist? Why did they do this? I'll be honest, I don't know what floor is, so I don't know what they're doing with that number. I'm going to... That's so stupid. I'm just going to remove that. Max sockets is now 8. So that's the cap. It's greater than 8 equals 8. And we're just going to add a... I should add my online. I could just put a times 2 right there. But I'm just going to do... That way I can remove this easier if it's jorked. Just a flat 2x to socket count there. There's also sockets in the looted items, which is kind of a pain on your ass, but we'll deal with that when we get there. Okay, wearable items. What was this? What all did I do? Item repair always succeed. Socket count and can't. What is this? I mean, that kind of goes. That doesn't matter. That's not even worth mentioning in there. We're doing a look at max sockets. I did that. Oh, I almost overlooked that. Wearable object. That one needs to be doubled too. Wearable object. Does that every time. Oh. Interesting. That one did not update yet. Gonna double all of these. That one still, see, that one still said 6 and they changed the other one to 5, so who's in the wrong here? They're just jorking everything up. They don't even know what they're doing. A lot of these things got 2 different areas where the thing has to be changed. Armor object. Ooh, this is gonna be gay. So fortunately, I can leave like all of this alone this time. Yeah, because we're gonna leave that vanilla. It'll be 80%. I did increase it to 90 for special protection, but so that it was just straight up 90%. I think I'm gonna make all those 90. That'll be the cool thing about armor. Armor will just be 90 for everything. And I'll be able to leave all of that alone. So we're at line about 269. Those to 90, and I'm going to change these to 92. So if you loot armor, it could be capped at 90, even though that's probably going to be like impossible. And that is all I have to do to armor right there. Now armor object, since we're working on armor. Okay, cool. It's just those. It's just those two. So this, yeah, we're not doing that. That jorks up everything. That jorks everything. Cool. So I don't have to touch any of that. Oh wait, this is for slicing. I'm gonna leave slicing vanilla this time. I'll probably 2x it though. I'll get, so instead of 30% max, you get 60% fucking slice. Because back in the day there was a double slicing exploit, and that shit's cool, dog. Because I did that. Let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna have to port that one over. Armor object 253. That one we don't touch. This will be for slicing. Yeah, okay, so you just remove that and just gave it the value. Yeah. Slice equals value. No BS. What you see is what you get. Yeah, so that doesn't even need to be out. Once I do slicing, then I'll mention it that slicing is doubled. I'm only going to comment the changes as they're actually implemented. Okay, good on that. Now we're moving on. Weapon object implementation. And here's more slicing limitation. See, it's this one looks nice. Just comment that one over. I'm gonna leave that intact this time. This had to do with making sabers sliceable, which was a huge problem, and you can see here there's lots of random code that I put in to make it workable, and then I created other problems, and so we're just not gonna do that. Okay, this is the attributes list. I don't think I'm gonna touch any of that stuff because we want it to be vanilla as possible there. And actually, this is the one I changed it to a float, so you could see your exact force cost. But that confuses people, so I'm not going to do that. We're going to leave it as vanilla as possible. Weapon is sliced, but that one, this is one that I found that should be addressed, because lightsaber crystals have floating point values, decimals on their force cost, which is why sometimes when you add crystals or pearls or whatever your lightsaber, the force cost will increase by more than what it says it should if you do the math yourself, and you're like, why doesn't it add up? It's because there's decimal points, bro. Let's see, what do we got here? Jedi slicing stuff. Yeah, saber slicing, which was, dude, it's not worth the problems that it causes. And you can see they've renamed some stuff in here. I think we are, and here we are with the no failure. So I changed the critical failure on repair to just a the same as the one above it, imperfect or whatever, so that it doesn't, you can't destroy your stuff by trying to fix it, which is honestly stupid. See, that's a different speed modifier thing, train negotiation. Hopefully my movement speed stuff isn't all jorked up with this new version. Object implementation. There's more of that. So it's just those at the bottom. That's easy. That out. It's a little slow with 4 cores, 10 jiggly bytes, but it's fun. It's probably how I'll pack it up and send it out. That way you can run it on a Core 2 Duo if you wanted. Boot up SWG on an i3. What am I doing? No, over here. Back to my guide. The old ways. I didn't forget to put anything in the changelog, did I? That was just the damage slice. Yeah, no. Okay, no I didn't. No I didn't. Recycle resource test. So this thing didn't work. I'm gonna assume that it does work. That's why I just had it disabled. So I'm gonna skip over that one. I'm gonna assume it works in the new version. And if it doesn't, you know, it's not my Pokeball, bro. Aha, complexity level for crafting station. This made it so that, look, there's the effectiveness too. This is for public crafting stations. I think I'm gonna increase this to 50. I think that's perfect. Crafting station. And the complexity level 100 allows you to craft the advanced stuff at public, so you don't need to craft your own station. Yes, I will change that to 52. Let's see. Tangible tool. Crafting station. Tool. IDL. Boom, sucker. 100. And we'll put a comment. We'll say that's 0. And that's 25, but we're changing it to 50. quieres? Why are you red to me? Oh, just you just don't like it, because... Right? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Okay, it's lagging a little bit. It could be because I'm streaming. Even though it's like, how many cores? They're using different cores? No, I think it's the... It might be the core count. It might be the core. It might be better with 6 cores. I might package it with like 6 cores and 12 gigs. Or, I don't know. Okay, got that. Terminal. Oh god, on the mission terminal stuff. I am not doing this, guys. I know y'all like this shit a lot. Dude, I am not doing that. That is a complicated piece of bullshit. I'm not doing mission direction and set mission level. Nah, bro. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to farm your missions the way we always did. I think it's unnecessary. Like, so here's my reasoning of why it's unnecessary. Yes, it stinks having to refresh the mission terminal over and over, but in return, I'm increasing mission payout, okay? So what is the goal of grinding missions? Usually it's to make credits, maybe XP here and there, but usually at the end game, you're like, I need like to, get my credits up. So you grind missions. So if the end goal is to make credits, then what we're looking at is time invested, how much time invested does it require to make X amount of credits, right? So if I increase the credit reward, then it doesn't matter how much time is spent trying to fish for the missions if the credit reward is rewarding enough that the time if it goes up a significant amount. It doesn't matter if you're trying to, if you're searching for a certain type of mission, but maybe if you're farming Jantas or something, that would be like the exception. Like, it's hard to find Janta missions, but I'd be like, yeah, it's supposed to be. You're trying to farm Bloods. It's supposed to be hard, bro. Suck it up. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I think it's stupid. These are the things that slow down this already slow new version. I'm not adding janky stuff. That stuff is janky. I'm trying to keep it clean. I guess that disables the enclaves. We're gonna leave that somewhere. Jedi will be... I'm gonna rework Jedi. Jedi's gonna be village. It's gonna be the way I did it back in the day, where there's no trials, there's no anything. It'll be like old man shows up. You're instantly granted access to the village. You can buy FS skills, and you can instantly train Jedi, something like that. Just so that everything that is in the game is available without having to like shoehorn it in. But you skip all the stupid Padawan trial. You're just a Padawan. And then if I choose to have FRS, I don't know if I'll have FRS. Everybody loves FRS. So maybe we'll have FRS. And it's just, instant FRS unlock or whatever, or instant night once you meet the requirements. But Jedi will be changed a little. Personally, I think hologrind is, everybody tends to like hologrind the most because it's just nobody likes running around getting stupid badges to unlock old man visit and go to the village and do village rotation. Nobody wants to do fucking village rotations, but I typically remove that. And the easiest version I've had was just you loot a holocron, you eat a holocron, and you unlock. And maybe I'll just do that. People and just leave it vanilla holocron, so you can go do that one mission to get a holocron, or you can just eat go kill dark troopers or rebel surface marshals and loot a holocron and eat it, and then you're a Jedi. And then one time I had it to where you needed 2 holocrons, you ate one, and then you still needed to loot a second one. That way it's not like boom, easy jet. Just a little bit of, because some people don't like mastering professions. I don't like mastering professions for Jedi. I really don't. So it might just be eat a holocron, but it's gonna be intuitive and simple, whatever path I go, because I don't tolerate the BS when it comes to Jedi. All right, what do we got here? This was for my buffs on the vendor. See, this is where the shit is gonna get fucking complicated. Okay, that's just putting them in there. Eesh, bro. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Okay. Tangible terminal character builder. Okay, we're gonna have to do these. Yeah, because we want our dog buffs. We're gonna have the mySWG vendors, and we're gonna need it. Ooh, what is this? Give DNA testing set. They added some stuff here, dude. Read DNA. Huh. We'll just say this is gonna take me a month to do all this shit and make it work, bro. This is fucking awful. Oh, dudes. What have I done? Who's my pet deeds? Okay, so I had to do a bunch of stuff with damage in here for pets. I'm gonna leave that alone this time, and then we will change it as needed. And I will just go in there. And I think I actually changed it. Yeah, I changed it. I moved it to. We'll change that as needed. Max level of pets. Why did I have 5x? I don't remember. Team level. Times 5. I don't like, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, we don't need to adjust that. We'll just adjust pet damage and pet health. So those will be unnecessary. That way they're a little more tankier and useful. Whatever. I guess we're going to do infinite skill points again. I have to have it now. I'm not multi-boxing. I'm not playing multiple characters ever again. It gets kind of crazy with inventory and everything. especially now because I'm not going to do the crazy extended inventory stuff, so it's going to be a little tighter, but everybody's just going to have to deal with it. Now this, I believe, is for color change. I will put that in there. So let's go. Object tangible components. It's like, look at all these. All these fucking things are different now. Wearable object menu component. Do all of my changes are blue, aren't they? Rove object, lightsaber object, bank, bounty hunter bank, lightsaber bounty hunter bank. Looks like blue or red. All of my changes are like blue or red. I might not have to reference the other one because it's got some kind of color code for my changes, because it's probably because it's outside of like the merge. It probably has like a merge list, and it's like these are the things that were, because the new code is from the, and then it, never mind. I don't know because I'm not a fucking programmer, dog. Alright, we're just going to try to send it with all these changes, and hopefully it doesn't break anything. Look at all those calls I had to add to make this work. And I stole part of this from someone else, but I had to go in there and polish it and make it work, I believe. And I added a few things of my own to make it better. Yeah, that's what happened. Gotta remember it. Let's see. What the fuck is all this? Oh, it looks like I was doing something here. Oh, I was doing something cool here. I think I was doing something cool here. Oh yeah, I was trying to turn robes into backpacks. I never got it to work this way. You have to edit, you have to do a TRE edit, and my and people who know me know that I'm not doing TRE edits. I'm just doing code-based edits. That way you spin this up anywhere. You don't have to go play with your installation. You can just use a fresh installation SWG and it works every time. What do we have with lightsaber stuff? We're probably not going to be making any changes to this. Yeah, that was for saber slicing. Yeah, see, this is where I did all the saber slicing stuff. And look at all of the complicated stuff I had to put in here to try and make it work. It was working, and then there were some issues, and I created workarounds for those issues, and then there was another small issue. It wasn't a deal breaker, but I ultimately decided to just put that on pause because there were, you know, slight exploits you could do with it, and it was complicated, overly complicated. And when something becomes too complicated in here, I tend to abandon it because I'm a big believer in keep it simple, stupid. KISS, baby. Keep it simple, stupid. Alright, Bounty Hunter droid menu. This was for... That one doesn't look like this is my... this was so anybody could use the droids. I am going to leave this vanilla this time, and we'll have vanilla bounty hunters. And if we decide to let Jedi use terminals later, like FRS Jedi can use terminals, maybe we'll do that. But we're gonna keep that separate. There will be PvP this time. It will be optional, but based on the players that play on mySWG, nobody PvPs. Even though I usually remove all penalties for PvP, nobody wants to PvP because they just fucking don't, bro. Global safety deposit. And we're gonna set that to true. That is so that you can open your bank anywhere. Like global bank, global. So it's the same bank inventory everywhere you go. That way you subscribe to one, you get the same shit everywhere. It's pretty sweet. That one took me a long time to find, actually. But we do not. Lightsaber crystal component. We are not going to fuck with any of the Jedi stuff, so we're just going to overlook that. And I think Jedi will be the last thing I do, because I'm going to have to rewrite all of it, as I mentioned, because I'm going to be doing kind of a different fucking thing. So Jedi will be the last thing I do. So we're not touching that. Attachment. See, here's more attachment stuff. This stuff's fucking complicated, so I'm probably going to rewrite this differently. We're going to 2x it, like I said before. Object tangible attachment. We're moving pretty quick through these changes. Moving pretty quick. See, look at it. This is a fucking mess, bro. Some of these, like, dude, see, these are so different. Like, I can't even look at it, so I'm going to have to do it over here in the file itself. That is too much for me. Look at the old one. Oh, this is the old code. I changed the role and everything. Like, I did a lot of work on that. See, overly complicated, unnecessary. So we're going to rewrite this one, and this is for... Here we are. Dude, is this for 4? That's for mod count. Mod count equals 1, bro. 4, imagine getting an attachment with 4 things on it. Dude, how are you going to use that? Right? This is update crafting values. Dude, they changed the shit out of this. I have to look at the old one and remember what the fuck we're doing here, bro. Because I removed the mod count entirely, right? I'm not crazy. Yeah, see, that was for 2. Mod count plus equals. Okay, they had 4 on the old one. That's fucking crazy, dude. And I just removed all of that. Yeah, so mod count will be 1. Mod count equals 1, my guy. And mod Do we want to just double mod times equals 2? So you get 50. Yeah, bro. Because we're cool around here. We like the double. We like to double everything. That way everything is just double. Double is cool. Mod times equal 2. Probably put if mod greater than. Put mod name mod less than or equal to 0. If so, 1. Otherwise, mod. If mod greater than 50. Just go. Mod equal 50. So equal to I'm tripping. Not cap, SCA max plus 50. And when we set the cap, I'll determine what the cap is. The cap might need to be fucking 50 also. That way you're not like fucking plus 100 accuracy, like novice pistolier. I don't know. I guess I'm just shooting from the hip here with these changes. It's not going to be identical to the old version, but it's still going to be really fucking cool because we like doing shit that's cool. That is what makes games fun. We're trying to make this old, slow, boring ass game fun. Make SWG fun again. Tangible object information implementation. Here, boys. Ooh, this one is so different. So look, it's got highlights of like blue and red, which are probably my changes. Does it like, can you see the color though? Oh, it does. Cooldown. Okay, so this is the overt faction time from 5 minutes to 1 minute. It does highlight them in color. Is that the only one? Oh, coffee good. I'm not gonna put the item level this time. We're gonna keep it more vanilla. Wait, dude, all of this shit is like, and then what do we have here? Some weird shit. Oh yeah, we're not playing with any of that this time. Really, I don't really think I have to touch any of this. And we will change that to 1 minute. 5 minutes is fucking crazy. Faction. pretty much all I need from this one. I don't need the items to show their level, and this is complicated shit that breaks the game, so we're just gonna ignore all of that. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go with that. That looks like container, so that's probably backpack, container implementation, and container. Oh yeah, because it's red. Okay, I'm getting the hang of it. Let's see. I don't think we're gonna use any of this shit, honestly. Yeah, because this is wipe inventory, and even though I put all of those warnings in there, everybody, including myself, always accidentally deletes something at least once. Everybody does it at least once, and then you learn from your mistake usually, but like I said, I'm removing all the weird stuff. And this was for the unlimited inventory. We're not doing that. We have to limit items in the inventory as much as possible because we're trying to prevent database bloat so that the server can have a long, happy life. And this is probably part of the same thing. This is the locked container timer for the chests and dungeons and whatever. Nobody really does these, but see, it's a little laggy, so we'll have to up the core count and stuff. Scene object. Once we get into some of the more complicated files here, it's gonna get really shitty for me. And I will have to leave in like an hour to go get my groceries before the grocery store closes for Christmas holiday. Ugh. But I will continue streaming when I get back. I don't know if you can read this or not. It's pretty cool mug. Let's see if you can. Nah, whatever, doesn't matter. I just use my Star Wars mug when I get back. God, look at all this garbage in here, dude. Looks like this is the only change. This is for no trade stuff. I had no trade disabled. I always hated that. No trade was a terrible fucking choice. It prevents the free market economy, sir. So we're gonna do no trade disabled. And all of this stuff. Oh, what do we got here? It's nice. It highlights all mine. So this is this is the janky thing I did for backpack inventory. It's so janky. We're not doing that. Sorry. This is the no trade stuff, looks like, so. Why is one blue and one red? Ah, because they're different now. Can I just go like bing bong and go bing bong? Jeez, come on, man. Slow as. When I get back, I'll probably relaunch it. Some slightly better settings. So we just did that one. Resource container. Ooh, this one, the crafters. Crafters are always mad. I don't know. You can never please crafters. Don't even try. This was like, this one like doesn't work, and it does work. There's something weird about it. Resource container, max size 1 mil. And then someone in game will be like, it doesn't work, and I'll be like, I know it doesn't work, like, but I changed it, so can't say I didn't try. This does not look like one of my changes, and it's not. So we will leave that one there. Let's see that. Wipe inventory. Yeah, we're not doing that this time. Insurance menu. So insurance menu on the old version didn't used to work for weapons for some reason. So, and I fixed it myself. I'm thinking we won't need that because the new version, it should be fixed. Oh shit, what is it in? With SWG callbacks. Let's see. Maybe it still needs it. Let's see what we got here. Like, dude, if they don't have that fixed, like, why is it being fucking slow? Armor object, wearable object. Dude, they didn't fix it. Why don't they want weapons insurable? Are they retarded? Did they not think you could insure weapons for some reason? Dude, that's how you insured weapons. Why is that not fixed? I don't understand, dude. They must be fucking retarded, dude. I don't fucking get it, bro. More coffee required. saved it. Boom. Dang, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart that one. Survey. Survey says. Ah, yes. This is where I disable the player session survey. This is where I disable the when you're sampling or whatever, it'll do the pop-up for the mini game. Do gamble. The gamble is to play the mini game, and it kind of prevents AFK surveying, so I just disable it so that everybody can just fucking AFK survey. I'm gonna do resources different. Crafters are gonna complain. I'm gonna do double resources like across the board. But people playing on my server now are used to like fucking 10x resource gathering, so it's not gonna be that fucking crazy. So they're gonna be like, oh my god, you nerfed it. I'll be like, it's fucking double, dude. Shut up. What I was doing there. That was a whole. Oh, I was. Did I add? Oh, this is so that you can sell things to junk dealers, crafted items. That's important. That is one of the few great things that I came up with. Sessions crafting, player sessions currently. That is a good one. Oh, it's gonna be a bitch to find. Here it is. Bingo bango. The stuff I did with junk dealers. Pat myself on the back. It's good stuff. I forgot where I got that junk dealer value. I think I took it from like, I borrowed it from somewhere. But it was good. So we're gonna let it ride as is. What is down here? Oh, this is for instant crafting, I believe. Yes. Make sure they didn't change it too much. Yeah, so we're just gonna go blam, shablam. And what did we, so this is where I gave crafting XP a bonus. So like if XP was at, if I set the global XP modifier to 10x and this was at 2x also, that'd be 20 times XP for crafting. And it's gonna be at 10x. So right now on the main server, there's 20 times global XP and this is 2x. So crafting is 40 times XP, bro. You don't know how good you got it, boy. 40 times XP is retarded. So it's 20. I think I'm gonna do a flat 10x this time. So if you wanna craft, yeah, you're gonna be working your ass off and it kind of sucks. Even at 10x XP, crafting is like kind of brutal. Crafting will be better than looted on this version for sure. So it's going to be worth it. The payoff is there. You just have to do it. And if we decide it needs to be double of everything else, we can go in and do that. But a flat 10x, I think it's fair. It's high enough that everything else is fair. Like, suck it up, Buttercup. I'm sorry, 10x ain't good enough for you? Go somewhere else. Start your own server. 10x ain't good enough for you? Bro, that's fast. Comparatively speaking. Slicing, all right. Now this is where I made it. I don't think we're doing that. That was for like saber slicing. Yeah. Dang, it's getting slower and slower. I'm gonna have to restart it. Probably because I got like all of these expanded, maybe. Take a look at our memory. He's 20 gigs of memory. Alright, yeah, so this is where I put the percentage, like doubled. So this is all I'm going to be doing, is doubling the percentage this time. You're still going to have to, it's still going to be a random, like, suck it up, Buttercup. It's not going to be guaranteed. You need to have the speed slice and everything. The speed slice and the what the other one that everybody doesn't like. Not effectiveness, but encumbrance slice. It's part of the game, dude. It's part of the damn game. Like fucking. Damn. Yeah, I might have to restart here in a second. We're gonna restart. Like right. Fuck. I accidentally hit Control B. Stop. Control B starts a build. Whew. Cancelled. Like, maybe that's what happened early on. I'm trying to Control V, bro. Paste. Just let me paste this. Let me save it. Okay, and now, come on, indexer. I'm gonna double the cores. I got plenty of fucking cores to spare. Give it 8 cores. Was it 12 to 28 or something? Yeah, 12 to 88. I like to use these exact numbers, so we'll give it 12 gigs. Okay. to reset that every time? Oh, it's power draw from my graphics card. Instead of using MSI Afterburner, I limit the power draw. It's 250 watt Titan XP, and I run it at like, I think it's 150 watts just to keep it cool in this little server box. Not that SWG pulls 250 watts, but I play some games where it'll get kind of hot because it's a blower card. So this thing runs every time it starts up? Interesting. I wonder why. It never used to do that. I do not like this. This is new. I don't like you, bro. Why? So I have to wait for it to do this every time it opens? Or is it because I left Eclipse, the app, open when I shut it down? It never used to do that before, though. Oh well, hey, look, it finished. It didn't take as long this time. That's good. That is already hot, so I'll set that right there. Hey, that was 8 cores versus 4 cores. That's what that was. That's why that went so much faster. Ah! Let's see how quickly it synchronizes this time. I don't even know if y'all can hear this jazz because I got it low. There we go, that's probably better. We're vibing. Vibe coding, bros. Let me pull up my large language model for writing code, boys. The local language model. Show y'all some gangsta shit. I use it for Skyrim. Let's do like Wizards, pretty cool. Be like, probably fit the full thing on there. See if it fits. Yeah, it's gonna fit. It'll be tight. I just lost my audio though. Come on, I got plenty of cores. There we go. Oh, it'll pop up when it's ready. If it makes it. I don't know if that's all the content. Oh no, that's nothing yet. We'll see if it even loads. Where were we? Slicing session. Tangible. Player sessions crafting. the crafting. This is running locally on my computer without internet. So, yeah. Whoo! Filled up my entire graphics card. It's like 12 out of 12 gigs. It barely fits. So if I use any more, this thing will crash. So, probably, I'm just gonna unload it. I don't want anything to crash right now. But I can split it up to use RAM and VRAM. That's just... if I need help, I will bust out one of those. I like using my own models for, you know, open source models for work instead of using the internet. I don't know, I just like doing shit myself, even though they're not as good. And not giving them my data and all that stuff, you know, so. Alright, who's next? There's bunches. Oh, it shows me. I don't even need that anymore because I can see red, 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 red. It shows all of my changes here. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Okay, did I save that? Slicing session was good. Save that. Moving on. Alright, this is more slicing stuff, but this is... Wait, I already did this one, didn't I? Percentage, 2x. Yeah, I already did this one. Why did I put Jedi Manager in here? What is going on? It requires Jedi Manager. Here we go. Here's the action drain. Fuck. This is one of those really complicated things that I'm going to have to rewrite by hand. So I put in here so that you could buff yourself as an entertainer, and the new version is written completely differently. You can see all these changes around my changes, so that I would have to rewrite this thing entirely, and that's gonna be a big pain, so I'm probably not gonna do that. I mean, we'll have the mySWG vendor for buffs, so most people won't even do Dancer anyways. Some people always do because I generally make it so that dancing is a little bit better. But I'm just gonna do the action cost stuff in here. See, it's self-enhance. We're not doing that, dude. Not yet, anyways. I'm gonna leave buff duration. Oh, there's so much shit in here, bro. Oh, God. We're gonna do it different. We're gonna do 2x. Buff duration. And I'll do this for stock buffs too. Buff strength. We're just gonna do 2x duration for now. I'm not rewriting all that shit. Dude, look at all this shit I wrote in here. My God, bro. Oh, goodness. Where was the buff duration? This is for both buffs, right? Add entertainer buff duration, yeah. I'm just going to 2x entertainer buff duration. We're going to ignore all of that. Wait. We're going to ignore all that. Eesh. This is for the fucking healing XP. So that you can level on your own. That way you can level it without actually having to heal somebody. I will do the self buff. Make a to-do list. I think we're good in here. Look at all these changes. They rewrote like all of this. There's a 540. There should be nothing. Yeah, alright, I'm getting the hang of this. Player container. I think this was for slicing. So you can wear faction objects if you are not over. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm just not trying to fucking do too much. Can always go back and run that. Not your lightsaber. Yeah, I don't want you using other people's lightsaber. We're gonna leave those alone. This one had a lot, but I think I got back on. Alright. This player object, what are we in here? Add EXP. Grosses. Ooh, what is this? Prestige. What is? Did they add? XP caps. I'm gonna leave caps in for now. This helped that. This one is a little taxing on the server, but it helps keep the area around you populated. Dang, I put more in there. No, I'm only putting one in there. Filling reduction. I just did food. Why is there more food? Filling reduction. This is in digest. This is in do recovery. Oh, that doubles the amount that it reduces when it does digest. doesn't need that, but I'm going to put it in there as a reminder. Oh, God, every time I press Control couldn't be, bro. Jesus. See how bad I am at this, bros? I was not built to be a programmer. I'm not putting all those extra. I put one extra check for spawns. How about that? I mean, that's vague, but whatever. God damn it, where's the line? All this bounty hunter shit. I'm leaving that shit normal. If it really needs to be changed, I'll go back and change it, but it works fine the way it is. Like, get skill tapes. Fucking figure it out, bro. Where are we in here? Mission objective. Oh, good God, all of this shit, bro. Okay, so this is the reward split. Oh, dude. Good God, man. I'm gonna have to increase my screen resolution so that I can edit this stuff. Oh my God, man. Honestly, it's like easier for me to rewrite all this shit than it is for me to try and compare the differences between two like incompatible like codes. Which is why I'm ignoring a lot of the like less critical ones, because it'll be easier for me to just go back in there when like, hey, we should fix that. I'll go in there and fix it. Easy. Instead of trying to figure out what was I doing, does that work? Do it fresh. Dude. Because they did some stuff. So yeah, it's a little too different. Mission objective implementation. Take a look at that later. It is not a primary concern. Here we go, double credit reward. Actually, to keep people from complaining, this is going to need to be 3x, my dude. So, like, shut up. Because I'm not changing the mission distance this time. Because the distance doesn't matter. All that matters is the time invested to the reward ratio. So none of this stuff matters. If people are still complaining, you know, then maybe we have a vote and then we crank up the reward more. Mission reward versus time invested is all that matters. If the reward is high enough, you know, sorting through the missions or whatever, it won't bother anybody. The same with pulling multiple missions, unless you're grinding for EXP, but then that's an EXP to time invested ratio. If the EXP is 10x, it shouldn't matter if it's 2 missions. It's only 2 missions. Yeah, you got 10x XP, bro. Figure it out. Okay, where are we looking here? Ooh, they changed this. Or is this mine? Where are we inside here? Complete mission. If owner has... Oh. I had force rank for... It's for bounty? Yeah. No, we're not doing that this time. Jedi and BH stuff is going to be separate again. If you want to be a Jedi BH, we got infinite skill points. You can do it that way. So this is about resetting the player killed, handle player kill event. If target is not on material, yeah, so it needed this. We're gonna leave that alone. Jedi BH, because Jedi, once I implement Jedi, I'll know how to handle that stuff. Alright, vehicle control devices. We got instant vehicle call time. That's probably a mistake, call vehicle in combat, but I really don't care. Pets, like I said, pets I'm only gonna do like, oh, the timers and shit, god damn it. Ugh, team level. If the tame level stuff is broken still in this version, I'll go back and do that. Pet call time is 0. We're trying to keep our changes as minimal as possible. Okay, so vanilla is 12 hours, and I set mine to 30 minutes. seconds, minutes. So this time I'm gonna do I'm gonna have it be an hour. 30 minutes is a little too quick. Pet grow time 1 hour. That's all that pet damage shit. Yeah, no, we're not fucking with pet damage in here anymore. It is gonna be in the combat manager. I'm just gonna double it, triple it, or whatever it needs to be to make it awesome. Because we like awesome stuff. Right. Do not want. What is this? Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. We don't need to fuck with factory. So right there. That was where I disabled harvesters. Okay, here we go. Move to ideal. Hopper size. Looks like I disabled that extraction rate for some reason. Did it not work there? Did I have to do it? I don't think the hopper size thing worked. But I will do extraction rate times 10 here, and then if it doesn't work for some reason, I'll track it down. Well, if it's somewhere else, I'll find it, but we'll put harvester. What do you call them? Just harvesters? Installation. Harvester. So the thing is, when I do it this way, you won't see it, but it will do it. So if you make a personal harvester and it says like 5 BER, it'll still say 5 BER, but technically the extraction rate should be 50 BER. I'm pretty sure that worked in the past. I think the difference was people were complaining that it wasn't visible, and then I went and changed the actual file for every single one so it was visible. The problem with doing it that way is you can't change it from there. From here, you can change it back and forth without breaking or, nerfing, whatever, causing issues in the future. So we're gonna do it that way. Factory crate, this one works. Factory crate limit, I believe it works. Factory crate 1000. It works on some things and other things. This is one of those weird ones. Factory crate think this was for armor mini suits, so we won't have to touch this one. Yeah, armor shit. We are not changing that this time, boys, because I had single slot armor before. We're not doing that. We're doing mini suits. It's just less complicated. And it kind of ruins things for armor crafters. What is this, training? Training skills cost half as much. I think leaving all those open slows it down for some reason. Very odd. Vehicle decay. People were complaining about, I had to change that. If it becomes a problem, I'll just put it down here. Sample DNA. Yeah, it just doesn't note. But we're gonna, because a lot of these things are probably code errors, and this is one dot of each type. This is some code that I wrote to prevent dot stacking. So if you already have like a mined poison, or no, so if you're poisoned, if you have like one type of poison and somebody throws a different type of poison on you, it doesn't stick. I'm pretty sure it works. I tested that a long time in a lot of different ways, and this was, I'm pretty sure that's the one that works. But do we need that? I think most people would not want that, because they like being able to stack dots, because that's what SWG was about. It was about stacking dots. The game wasn't, I don't think it was intended to be played that way, which is why I put that in there. But I think people don't like it when I prevent dot stacking. So I'm not gonna prevent it. What I will prevent is crazy dots in the game. You won't be able to make super crazy dots. Well, they'll just be vanilla dots. Means no legendaries, no exceptionals, blah blah blah, to screw up the stats. You'll get base level stats for everything, and it'll be just the best you can craft off of the base level. If you don't like that, tough shit. See, I had limiting factors in here for dots because of all the legendary stuff, and diminishing returns. They're removed, they're greened out, they're grayed out. But I had them written in there because of all of our legendary stuff was so insane. Look at that. If damage is greater than 3,500, that's how high these things were ticking for. So you get like one-shotted. And that one's for choke, force choke. But yeah, so we don't need any of that, thankfully. And this is so that you could use any informant, I believe. looks like they changed part of it. That's not my change. We will ignore that. So that is for not bounty hunter. This is for informant level. And I think we just remove that and that, yeah. I think just that one, because this was for the Jedi thing, and we're not doing that. Let's hit that, and there shouldn't be any errors. Zone object, creature, conversation, screen handler. Jeez, man, this one's getting slow too. Creature conversation screen. Just making sure I didn't screw it up with those. No errors. Looks good. Good. Ooh. Bro, there's I have to edit so much shit, dog. Y'all have no idea what's all this. Oh my god, dude. This is why I avoided doing this. Shuttle is in range. This allows, yeah, dude, we're doing board shuttle. Because you could do that back in the day, and I like that one. Arrival point. I think this was part of the being able to shuttle anywhere. I'm just going to include it. I'll add it to the list when I get to the actual part. Oh, so it like re-indexes every time I fucking make a change. Oh. Conceal? What was I doing in conceal, dude? What? Why did I even, what? Is that concealing shot? Oh, this is, there was a problem with mass sent, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna mess with that. If it doesn't work, we can mess with it because we're using the new version. That on the to-do list. Death blow. I think this was for disabling PvP. Yeah, we're not doing that. Delegate faction. Why was this one changed? The ratio. Oh, it's 1 to 1. Yeah. Pack. it's something to see in thoughts. Yeah, I had limiting things here because it was so OP. Fortunately, I believe this is one I also won't have to touch. What was I doing here? Some kind of max range. Yeah, I don't know. Set defender. I was doing some shit here, dude. Damn. Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be touching that. Unless there's, it becomes a problem with dots or whatever. We can adjust. Force, power, Q. Oh my god, all these Jedi powers, bro. You have no idea. Oh, I limited force costs. Yeah, we're not doing that this time. It's going to be more vanilla. Force cost will be force cost. Force cost won't be a problem because you're going to learn every damn profession. Ugh, all this. Go stack Jedi Force run. Yeah, we're going to do all the force runs. Force run is toggleable. That's strange. Get attributes though. That where I was messing with player base stats, hams, so that you didn't need buffs. Obviously, it's something we didn't use. Want the EXP stuff, yeah. Just heal self, grants XP. Oh, dude, I don't want to do the mind heal again. Stems are not going to have mind heal. I'm not doing that. It's going to be closer to vanilla, sorry. God, slowing down. I have to restart it, like. Or maybe if I like save it and close Eclipse and reopen. Jeez, dude, it's getting so hard to click on the fucking thing. it's not the core count or the RAM. It just starts getting fucking slow. The damage to it. It's getting unbearable. Medic, heal self. Be right back. Saying it's getting too slow for me. Damage coming. Let's so can I like do I just keep going or do I try to like reopen it? Dude. Reopen it. Actually, maybe building it would make it, because the changes are unmade, maybe? Feel a little faster. Maybe that's all I have to do is just close it and open it every now and then. We're still in zone object, creature commands. Heal. That's the one I just did. Heal wound. Yeah, I guess that speeds it up. Invite command. Just gotta refresh it every now and then. At least that's what works for me. Just a little loophole there. Invite. So is this for global invite? Pretty sure this is global invite. Do Q command. Now what is the blue part here that is grayed out? Let's see, don't need a group manager. Oh, it's different, dude. It's different, dude. Object each was equal to null. Discuss before this. Invite command. See, it doesn't know what this is. Null. See, because now it's going to need to be this. See, I don't know if this is going to fucking work. Well, it might. I got an idea. Let's just build all the changes we have so far and see if it kicks out any errors. How about that? Make. I think we got 8 cores now. We are running 8 cores. Let's see if it kicks out any errors. Fingers crossed. Oh gosh, is it building the entire thing? Oh no, bros. No. 3 hours later, dudes. Well, I guess I could continue while it does that. Hey look, we can see which cores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's supposed to be 8. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 getting burned on. But hyper-threading, so it kind of like shares back and forth a few times. I'm about to have to leave to get groceries anyways. So I think this is where, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pause. I'm gonna pause the stream. I'll be back later, probably like an hour and a half, and I will continue porting these changes over. So I'll see you all in a little bit. If you're hanging out, see you later. Peace out, dudes.